For today's video, I got fill and sand. Normally this is what I would use, but you got to mix this up in a jam gun like you would like to spray your car or even your motorcycle. But they came out with this in a spray can, and you eliminate all that cleaning and mess. So we take that out of the equation. I'm going to use the 2-in-1 filler and sander, black paint. I'm going to use 400 grit sandpaper, 320, and a scuff pad. Also, I'm going to use 600. As you can see here, it's in pretty rough shape, but I want you to see the before and then what it's going to look like after. The only thing I'm really going to replace on this is the brake lines. And I've got probably, I think it was like $10 for the fill and sand, and then $8 for the paint. So less than $20 is what I got in the paint job that's going on here. The sandpaper, I'm not sure. I already had that. I don't know with inflation what it's costing, but you're looking at probably a couple bucks just to get a couple pieces to do this whole job. And the other thing I forgot about is I bought the handle grips. They were like $3. All right, getting started. Anything that's not damaged, you want to hit it with the scuff pad and knock all the shine off. That way the paint has something to stick to. The first thing I did was spray the fill and sand, let it dry, then I hit it with the 320, took out all the gashes. Now I'm about to hit it with the 600 grit sandpaper. And what that's going to do is it's going to take out all these, microscopic scratches and smooth it out. And then I can wipe it down and tack it, and get all the dust off of it and everything off of it, and it'll be ready to paint. So yeah, that's the 320. And basically when you sand, you don't want your fingers pointing in the direction that you're going. You'd want to go like that and like bend your fingers, bend the sandpaper. And the reason is because by doing that, where your fingers touch, that's where it's going to dig in and it'll leave grooves. So when you look at it and you're done painting, it'll be all wavy. And you don't want that. You just want it nice and round. So I used the 320, and you've seen how bad it was scratched up all over, especially on the bottom. Well, this took out everything. And just sprayed it on real thick, sanded it down. I had a couple low spots. I put a little, squirt of the fill and sand right back in there and sanded it out. Now it's perfectly round and tubular, and it's smooth. So with the wet sanding, I got a little spray bottle. They're like $1 at the Dollar Tree, and that's what I use. And I do the same thing with the 600. And what this does is it takes out these scratches that the 320 left behind, and then I'll go back with the 400 to take out the 600. Like, it's already kind of smooth, but you can feel a difference in where the 320 is that kind of smooth, and then up here, like, this is almost like if I had baby powder and rubbing it, like, it's so smooth. But this down here, it's smooth, but you know what I mean, it's not as smooth. And I want to get everything feeling like this up here where I've already wet sanded. And like I said, keep your fingers at an angle. And don't have them pointing in the direction that you're sanding. And you should get a nice rounded finish. If you're trying to do like this on your bicycle or something, you may not have a scooter. But all right, so this is what I would consider a damaged part. You can see how thick the paint is, maybe. I don't know if y'all can see that, but the paint's protruding above the metal. What we got to do is fill that in, and what I'm going to use is the filling sand. Show you how it works. See, the back's kind of rough. Oops, didn't get it. A bit like that. So yeah, I did a real light coat. I'll do another one. This side, where there wasn't no paint, I got to build that up. And once I do, and it's the same height as this black paint, what'll happen is I can go back and sand out that line that's going right through the middle. So this is the frame. I got done sanding it. I took it outside and hit it with the water hose and a sponge and wipe off all the excess dust from the filler and sander. Okay, so my next move is to paint it. All right, I'm gonna attempt to do this while I'm doing this. Okay, something to know about painting in general. You don't hold the can here, spray it, and then move. You got to have a continuous stroke. Okay, so I got to be moving, then you spray down, you let off, but you keep moving. You're moving, spray, let off, moving, spray, let off. You're moving, you spray, you let off. That's a general rule in spraying, because if you start spraying here and move, well, you're going to have a big old splotch, and then it's going to look good. And you're going to have to sand this whole spot out, or you'll have run something. So I'm going to try to get this on camera. Okay. I'm just going to put a real light, thin coat on it. Oh. Now I'm going to do the bottom. Alright, so that's the first coat. I'm going to let that dry up a little bit and tack up. Alright, on this second coat, I've given it a couple minutes to tack up, and that's so I don't get any runs. This next layer of paint will stick. I want to go just slightly slower. I want to keep my distance, but I want to go slightly slower, and I don't want to stay in one spot. You know what I mean? I want it to go on there thick and glossy. And the other thing, I didn't tape that off. That's where the bearings are going to go. You don't want that paint flaking off into your bearing. That's one thing I messed up on. I can get a little wire wheel on my Dremel tool and just scrape all that off. It'll just scrape off like on the inside, like you'll never see it. Keep that in mind. I got it all back together. Took that off my old weight set that I wasn't using. Cut it out. Stuck it on there. I did a little bit of waxing on it just to give it a little bit more shine, but that's pretty much your end result. I dropped another $12 and got some stickers and grip tape for it. Looks good. There you have it. $20 restoration. I think little Bubba will be happy about that. Got a hook. Hang it up on the wall. My little doo-doo's constantly photobombing everything I do. If you like it, then like it. Thanks for watching. Hit me up if you got questions. I'm out.